the game. It's the Packers and the Giants, and it comes your way next.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Green Bay Packers. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. And, CD, you look at the Giants in our ballgame here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can. You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well. Second down, here's Barkley again. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. The numbers for him from a week ago: 25 carries, 77 yards. And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football. They'll throw on first down with Fromm. And he will find his man on the outside. Throwing again on second down. Fromm. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Let's go. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively. No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week: 18 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Rodgers' throw there, complete to Rodgers. They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Rodgers going to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Amari Rodgers. And they will get to him at the 7 and snap him short of the first down marker. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. The kick by Parkey is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though. Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all. Let's go, boy. Bring it on. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Fromm off of play action. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
Well, this defense for the Giants, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Now he'll escape to his left. Rodgers sliding to a stop with a 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. A check down here to Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 7 yards the pickup there.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might well go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Cobb. And the Packers. They'll run with Smith. stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. 2nd and goal from the 1. Jones. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Packers. Amari Rodgers, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. New York ready to go again offensively. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing is From. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
From. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Throwing is Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Touchdown! Randall Cobb, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Packers add on to their lead. Parkey with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a Packers touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
29 is Mike. Mike 29. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they...
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA.
We now proceed to the start of the second half.
Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback.
Let's go!
So here are the Packers now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. Here's Rodgers. Open man left side, it's the tight end DeGuara. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 13-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. And again, it's Rodgers. This is caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Barkley, a 1st down and more. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, Johnson, nice grab. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Back to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. His first career touchdown pass, and yeah, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Well, the Giants are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Here's 2nd and a yard. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw into the hands of Cobb. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Way to work, baby. Way to work.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing now is Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. Yeah, this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the... They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to let it go again, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. The Giants on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. That'll be caught. It's Tony. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Kadarius Toney, 79 yards. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. They'll look to throw. And the Giants are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And it'll end there as he goes out of bounds, but a heck of a return all the way inside the opposite 40. On first down, Jones. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Rodgers to throw. Over the middle, and that's caught by Rodgers. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On first down, Rodgers. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. The kick by Parkey is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Possession switching back to the New York Giants. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to try and go deep again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Xavier McKinney showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Now swing pass for Dillon. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at the 40. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he's got this down to the 35.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The give is to Jones. And he'll take this one down to the 36. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league.
Salute when you see me. That jealousy is an ocean, and you either float or you sink. Credit check, you not approved. BB King, I'm in love with the blues. Don't start me up, I got finishing moves. Look. Salute when you see me. Slid through all the commotions, breaking in here, got an ad on TV. Popping out on them, I'm politicking, probably in a section where you not permitted. My honey's matching my Dodger fitted, playing all go, ain't no stopping in it. Look, salute when you see me, I bought her a CC and that was her purse. Disgusting with do for a purse, disgusting with do for the clout. I'm one of the realest, the vouch. They thought I was done, but all I doubt, you gotta play my next around. Salute when you see me. tryna my runner get to you speedy. Still thugging like the days when they weren't hearing my CD. Made it out of the trenches. Just salute when you see me. Yeah, salute when you see me. I'm getting greedy. I blow the whole budget on me. That's on me. I'm conceited. Treaty. Nah, that ain't how we treat it. This right here sound like a three-peat. I put the in it sound like I'm knee-deep. I'm like, oh, you too needy. Me and HB going Juvie and BG. They gotta put my face on the box of Wheaties. I'm praying for whoever think they competing. Salute when you see me. That's all he ever, so that's how you greet me.